People are not buying. People on in 2024 when they line up to vote, you will see it, because he as Prime Minister is speaking about only the 50% vote. He is not worried about the 100% vote. 100% Indians. He is speaking about to get 50% vote is his idea. Therefore, he speaks to his audience, his voters. That is his idea.
Okay.
But
Swapan Das Gupta,
India Alliance is going to speak to people.
Well, at least in the Hindi heartland, and very recently, a month ago, Manikam Tagore, it didn't quite work out the way you thought it would. But Swapan Das Gupta, the Prime Minister speaking of his vision for 2024, where somewhere down the line, other than the fact that how his government provides stability while the Mili-Juli Sarkar is just a motley crew of political parties or a hodgepodge government, even if it ever does come to power. But ultimately, if you look at this interview, Swapan Das Gupta, audacious is not a bad word, but he seems to think that it's a done deal. He's speaking of what he plans to do in the next 5 years, 10 years.
Priti, if you look very carefully at the interview, I think Raj was very right in pointing out that basically it spells out the approach which he's going to take for the next election. And in that, what comes across is, of course, there is that negative dimension, which is the lament about India's 30 wasted years, the Mili-Juli Sarkar and all that. But outside that, what you find is a complete narrative about the achievements of this government, and he's tried to link the achievements of this government with an approach which he adopted right from the time of his tenure in Gujarat. And what he's trying to say is that, look, we've achieved so much, we've taken the country towards the path of development, the developed nation, Viksit Bharat. We've taken it to the path of greatness, and now it's the job of the electorate, and we are approaching the electorate to say that we'll give it another chance to take it across. And I think that's really what it is. It's a position of consolidation of the gains which have been there for the past 10 years. And therefore, this is an achievement card, a performance card, coupled with a promise. So I think you've got to look upon it in that way. Now, of course, there are others who might say that, look, he's not focused on this. The real issue is the question of his leadership style, etc. Now, all those narratives are likely to come during the election time. I mean, that's what elections are for, where you have competitive narratives. But I think as far as understanding the mind of the Prime Minister is concerned, I think this interview does very well in telling us this is what to expect in the next 4 months of campaigning.